38-yard line. Second down, here's Jackson. And fights through one man. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
Detroit! Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
They go play action with Jackson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38, and they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A first down carry here for Johnson. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 4 yards on the pickup, and just like that, it's 3rd down. Smith now. From the gun, he'll throw. He can run for it, and he will. Even after more than a decade in the league, Smith still one to account for with his legs as he picks up a first.
Someone knew exactly where he needed to get to pick up that first down now. I'm not so sure about the technique in getting there, but he went for it, and he got it.
Exactly. He knew where he needed to get, because remember, if he slides, when that derriere dips, if you will, that play's over.
The derriere dips, I like that one.
Yeah, been working on it for a little bit. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Smith. It's caught outright by Graham. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. Smith now 8 of 11 in this first half. He's got it 1st and 10. Play action. It's Smith. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Telvin Smith. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
He's going to float this one deep right. Looks for Parker, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jason Verrett, and they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Smith. He completes it to Jordy Nelson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Nice play for Kansas City, picking up the first 18 yards that time. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Here's Smith looking to throw on second down. And he's got it. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Calvin Ridley, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Vinatieri able to tack on the PAT. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. To return it is Corey Grant. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now Jackson on second down. Got a man open. That's Devontae Parker, complete. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1.
No, check, Patriot.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Buying time to his left. Room here to run. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down. Now on second down, this is Gurley. And he stopped immediately there. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a tie ball game here heading to break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Set and ready to go for the second half. 1 touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score. This will be taken very short. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out with that. And Gurley here fumbled it. Gurley fumbles the football. It's loose. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
This is Logan. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Good list. Orange. Good list. Orange.
Smith to throw on second down. Caught by Nelson left side. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first. Smith now 12 of 16 thus far. It's 1st and 10.
Hey, gun. Yellow. Liz.
Now Smith operating from the gun, eluding the pressure right. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Ryan Shazier able to drop him for a loss of a couple. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Operating from the gun, Smith. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
Hey, gun.
They'll run it with Johnson. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
He'll get it up the middle. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and goal. They'll try to run it in. Johnson. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. The ball's still a few inches shy of the marker after the 3-yard run, so now a little soul-searching on 4th down. A field goal would break the tie, but look at this. Instead, they're going to go for it on 4th and goal. Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down. On now is Vinatieri as he'll try the field goal. This is a fairly straightforward 22-yard short attempt. And Vinatieri's kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. Now, they don't get a touchdown here on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter, but I think maybe you still say mission accomplished as they come away with the lead.
No, absolutely. You keep the pressure on, right? You go downfield, get some points up on the board, and hope that you've motivated your defense to take the field and hold that lead.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though? When they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Now let's go.
To throw on 2nd down. Jackson flush to his right. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Detroit! Now let's go.
From the gun, Jackson steps away to his left. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Jason Verrett, and they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. Parker unable to get that one.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Smith and the Chiefs now with a 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They'll try to get the offense going with Johnson. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards. It moves the sticks.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Smith dancing to his left. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Smith now. From the gun, he'll throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Shaq Lawson able to drop him for a loss of 2, and that'll bring up 4th down. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point, just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This from 54 yards away. And that is no good. Oh, he missed it just wide of the upright, and this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 23 yards on the play.
Okay, some people call it the shuffle pass. Some people call it a shovel pass, but this worked really well. And it's hard to do in the NFL because of the big bodies that tend to clog up the middle of the field. But the execution was excellent there, able to get it done and get upfield for big yardage.
Dumps it off to Gurley. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another 1st down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. They go play action here on 1st down. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 11 more on that one and another first down. That opening drive rhythm continues right into play number 3.
Whatever they decided that they wanted to run before the game, it's working pretty well for them right now. Moving the ball downfield at a nice rate. And guess what? I think the chain crew might have to get a little oxygen over there. They have to keep moving downfield with first downs on each play.
On first and goal, Gurley. And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line. You gave the stat early on that he's one of just 9 guys to go over 1,000 yards last year, and then you said they needed to bottle him up for under 100 yards. He's way under 100 yards.
Bottom line, he's had virtually no success whatsoever.
And because of that, among a couple other reasons, they're down on the scoreboard.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
Here's Jackson looking to throw on second down. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Devontae Parker, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. Sturgis for the extra point, and the lead is now 14 to 10. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. Fielded about a yard deep. And a good return up past the 30, but was it aided by an illegal block or a hold? Let's see. So that will push him back.
And now we know why I have a little extra space to run, don't we? An illegal block in the back, that penalty will move them back.
Smith and the Chiefs now with a 1st and 10 at their own 21. From the gun, here's Smith. And now the ball's loose. Smith loses it. And I think the Browns got it. They did. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. Didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Lucky 56. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson. And that is incomplete. Devontae Parker was the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Play action. It's Jackson. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Set. Boom, landed.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Cameron Wake in there to get him. And that's sack number 6 for him on the year. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
This is taken at the 3. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
And not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. On 1st and 10, Smith forced out to his left and avoids the contact by sliding. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D-lineman to make the play.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice gain.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. On 1st down, Smith eluding the pressure right. Oh, no, he lost the football. And I think the Browns got it. They did. And they were hoping to get down there, get the score, and get this thing into overtime. How deflating.
Absolutely. I mean, let's face it, heartbreaking. They had an opportunity, had a chance, and probably were feeling pretty good about what was going on, and that was taken away from them by their own mistake.
Yeah, the opportunity squashed. Caught, Safarian Jenkins, right side. Oh, no, he lost the football. And I think the Chiefs have it. They do.
It's not often that we see big plays end in disaster, and we just absolutely saw it right there. They had something really big cooking on that one.
Can you, when you're down near the goal line like that on a big play, do you get maybe a little too careless, a little too desperate for the goal line?
I think the last part is exactly right. You get desperate for the goal line, and sometimes you get the ball out ahead, away from your body, or you're trying to extend to get there, or maybe you're just trying so hard that the ball will come out of your hands. In any event, that's a big opportunity lost.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. He's back to throw. And now he'll tuck it and run. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. A nice job of eluding the pressure there, scrambling for 11.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot. But they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
The Chiefs on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 8.
15. Good listen. Orange.
They'll look to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. What a great sequence by this defense so far. They've given him nowhere to go with the football.
And they just have to make it stand up one more time because it appears that they've got their number. Can they not have a slip up here and allow the touchdown?
Desperation time for Smith on 4th down. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Browns are going to win the football game. So now let's look at the situation. They do have all 3 timeouts remaining, so barring a 1st down, they could conceivably get the ball back.
So now it's all about defense and stopping the clock. Don't give up any yardage, right? Use your timeouts. And your offense always practices going downfield without timeouts. You know, those 2-minute drills, most of them are run in practice without the benefit of timeouts and want to make it as tough a situation as possible. They're in it right now.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try and push it in with Gurley. And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Todd Gurley his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Browns add on to their lead. Now Sturgis on to add the extra point. Sturgis adds the PAT, and the lead now up to 14. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. Fielded about a yard deep. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave him great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Back to the air. Smith on 2nd down. Dumping it off for Johnson. It'll be a gain of 4, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. Clock now under 30 ticks and running. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. He's going to let it fly. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And that'll be just about all she wrote for this one.
Gone!
On 1st down, it's Gurley. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for the Browns, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Atlanta Falcons next week. Meanwhile, for Kansas City, it's just their 2nd loss so far to go along with their 7 wins. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Arizona Cardinals. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again.